Hi guys, good morning. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So I am happy to introduce you guys my scrap therapy book. This is the one I kept for myself, and the only reason why mine is a different color, it's because I've already done a small 4x6 binder using the same fabric, that kind of beige fabric. So I wanted something different and I decided to use green. I think I've already shown you maybe a small glimpse of this before, but today I'm actually going to be working on my first layout for my scrap therapy book, which I'm super excited. As you guys can see, I've showed you guys the tag already, and I actually kept two of the other tags that I think were my favorite. Actually, they were Michael's favorite, because I was like, hey, and I laid them all on the table and I said, which ones are your favorite? And he picked out these two. So I stuck them in the same page. My intent is that I will eventually end up journaling using the back space of that tag to journal both tags, so that I could journal my thoughts and feelings on whichever day I feel like doing that. And so remember, this is a scrap therapy book. No rules. You do as your heart content. You do as you please. You can remove stuff if you don't like it, add stuff that you do and love. You can add envelopes, you can add bags, you can add, this is whatever you desire to work on, just include in a notebook. And what I want to do is come up with ideas where I can actually journal with the layouts also, and just kind of document and sit down and document my thoughts and feelings, whether it's about the picture or about the day. So yeah, so I'm super excited. Today I'm going to be working on a picture of me and the kids. We're in quarantine, of course, staying at home, and one day we decided to go explore the woodsy area that's behind our neighborhood, our sub housing community, and we found an old bridge, and it was so beautiful. I thought it was perfect for a picture. And honestly, um, I'm always behind the camera because I want to document everything. And I'm like that type of person. I know this is going to sound like I'm very controlling, but I am very picky about the pictures that that I get or take, So if I don't like it, like, you're gonna be posed 5,000 times so that until I get the one that I like. It's probably why the kids and Mike kind of hate it, but I'm kind of used to it. So now I just honestly click, 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 click on the camera so that I get like a ton of pictures at once without making them just stand there posing for a while. But anyways, I'm always the person behind the camera, and that had to do a lot with me being picky about the pictures, but also because I was not happy with the way I look, with weight and stuff like that. So I told you guys this before. Um, okay, so I just don't feel confident about being in front of the camera. But then a few years back, my husband was like, you're making us into a 3-member family because you're never on the pictures. And I always said in my mind, well, I'll take pictures when I lose the weight, and I'll take a picture when I'm dressed up and I do my hair and I have makeup. And there was always an excuse to push off not being in front of the camera. And it's not like nobody's coming to inspect my pictures, like, or my scrapbook layouts. I don't know. So so I am slowly starting to say, hey, like I'm missing out on the time with the kids, and like the first 10 years, like I have nothing showing. I mean, I do have onesies here and there, but um, it's always the kids and Mike, you know. So I'm slowly, honestly, regardless of how I look, regardless if my hair is done or not, I'm working on slowly getting in front of the camera and snapping pictures. And so, because I love the background, and we found this vintage, well, not vintage, but it was like a half fallen bridge. I was like, hey, take some of me and the kids. Like, I don't have a lot of pictures of me and the kids, so I've been trying to do that a lot more. And I just love this picture because it was out in the day, it was super fun. Just exploring, just walking, trying to find frogs and things like that, you know, like little kid stuff. Although my kids are not that little, but you know what I mean. Um, there were so many trees knocked down from storms or like severe storms. Me and Adriana tried to build a teepee house. So, so just it was like a nice day to get out of the house and get some fresh air. And it was a nice day for me to, even though you guys, I'm just in a t-shirt and sweats, but like I said, I don't want to miss not being have snapping pictures of me and the kids because I don't necessarily like the way I look. So I'm trying to force myself to be up in front of camera more often. So anyway, so you guys just saw that I chit-chatted my whole thing and I didn't even tell you anything, but I'm basically building the cluster like I showed you guys before. I brought in the same pastel colors, and I ended up using the yellow and a teal color. I don't necessarily know the names off the top of my head, but this is from the Pastel Dreams from Prima Marketing. And I wanted to tie in the yellow of Adriana's shirt because it's such a pretty yellow in spring. This was in April. So I wanted to tie it in with this little piece of ribbon, but also with the watercolors. And honestly, I felt like it was too much at the top, and you guys are seeing me now bringing some white acrylic paint, and I am going to kind of mute the blotchiness of color I did over there. There's always a way to fix things. I don't know if you guys have discovered that. Don't be so quick to get rid of your layouts or start all over again. Like, I've recently discovered that there's always a way to either fix a mistake or cover it in a certain way so that you're still able to continue with your crafting project. So yeah, so I didn't necessarily like the blotchiness, and you guys see me using my finger because I'm too lazy to grab a brush, but I'm just using that to cover some of that. I think I went a little bit overboard. And now that I've done that, I am going to keep messing with the paper, just kind of bending, squishing, making it dimensional. I'm gonna select the word love because I love the fact that the environment we were in, the fact that I had the courage to be snapping a picture with the kids, and now I am going to be adhering that down. And this is already dry, I believe. Okay, so don't be alarmed. I know that you guys don't see it, but off camera I let this sit so that watercolor and the paint dries a little bit, but I still ended up getting paint on the word on that puffy sticker because I had some paint on my finger. I am going to be adding this cute little butterfly on dimensionals or foam squares, And now I am going to sneak this tag in the background. It serves two purposes. It serves a purpose for decoration, and then it's going to serve the purpose for my journaling, and it's just going to be hidden in the back. You guys only see that I journaled in the front, but I actually used both front and back to journal about that day. And then I'm going to add a piece of thread. I've been trying to do a lot more, because before I used to just stick tags in the layouts, but I think that adding that little bit of thread to the actual tag makes it a little bit more fancy. So now I am going to be taking my pencil. I didn't want black pen, gel pen, because I didn't want it to compete with anything, but I still needed something around it, so I decided just to use a pencil to create the outline. I thought that the black ink would be a bit too much. It would pop too much, if that kind of makes sense. So anyways, I am gonna finish by creating black splatter, and the same way I always do it, you guys. I'm gonna bring in my black gesso and cover up my picture and just create that splatter, and basically that's going to be our layout. I know that you guys can barely see it, but I did end up adding those white sequin at the bottom left. The Felicity Jane came with three of them. In some kit, I want to say it was the April kit, so I just needed to find them a home because there was only 3 middle or large size, and they were like almost like a vellum color, so I just figured I can hide them in there. They kind of blend in with the background. I'm gonna add a little bit of black dots to the areas that are kind of empty. And that's gonna be my layout, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.